Amber looked at herself in the bathroom mirror one last time. She was wearing a crimson cap and gown. Flora, Janelle, and Ginger were in the bathroom too, checking their hats, their hair, their gowns, making sure everything was perfect for the big ceremony. Amber looked at her watch. It was 10 o'clock. The graduation ceremony started in an hour. "We should get going," Amber said. "Okay," Flora said. She headed for the door. Janelle and Ginger followed. Amber took one last look in her room. This is the room she had lived in for the past 8 months. She had already got all of her stuff out of it yesterday. It was funny seeing it empty like this. She left the room to catch up with her suite mates. The graduation ceremony was taking place at Billings Field, a patch of meadow that was a 15-minute walk from the school. There was a temporary stage with a podium, 6 chairs, and a backdrop with the school's insignia. Facing it were hundreds and hundreds of chairs. Children in yellow and red caps and gowns talked with their parents and each other. Amber had just arrived when she was attacked by a group of people. It took her a few seconds to realize that it was Daniel, Veronica, and Heather. "Guys!" Amber cheered. "Amber," Daniel replied. "We're so proud of you, sweetheart," Veronica said. "We're here to see you graduate," Heather cheered. "Thanks," Amber said. "Amber," Rose whispered, "I just wanted to let you know that we're all here for you. Now, when you're walking across that stage, I want you to look at us and wave. Promise?" Amber nodded. She took her seat in the student section. The clock struck 11. The graduation ceremony had begun. Headmistress Marlene stood at the podium. The professors sat in chairs on stage. "Hello and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Ash Ketchum Pokemon Trainers Academy 63rd graduating class," the headmistress announced. "Today we will be honoring our students for all the hard work they did this year. Let's give them a big round of applause." A wave of applause swept through the audience. "Let's also applaud our professors in whose," Marlene looked at Skull, "mostly capable hands you have left your children. Let's meet them one by one, shall we? First we have Professor Ian Hecox, specializing in fire, psychic, ghost, and dark types, as well as Pokeballs." Applause for Professor Hecox. Professor Alexander Ogloza, specializing in normal, flying, fairy, and dragon types, as well as evolution. Professor Anthony Padilla, specializing in water, ice, and steel types, as well as the Pokemon League. Professor Jack Sherdegal, specializing in electric types and only electric types. "Electric types for life!" Skull shouted. "Be quiet, Jack," Marlene hissed. Professor Sadazay Sherdegal, specializing in rock, ground, and fighting types, as well as mega evolution. And Professor Joshua Witz, specializing in bug, grass, and poison types, as well as Z-moves and Pokédexes. Applause for all of the professors. "And now for the actual ceremonies," Marlene said. "When the student's name is called, they will come up, take their diploma, and shake my hand. The first 30 names will be called by Professor Ian Hecox." Professor Hecox took the podium and began announcing names. "Nicole Aberdeen and Abra." The first student crossed the stage. "Wally Albrecht and Raltz." Wally crossed the stage. As he walked up, he said, "It's a Curlia now." Professor Hecox, then Ogloza, then Padilla called the students one by one. Florinina Ciancaglini and Chespin, Bruce Harrison and Growlith, Julius Henkes and Jolteon. Soon it was Amber's turn. "Amber, Ketchum, and Latias," Professor Padilla called. Amber stepped onto the stage. She saw her family near the side. She gave them a quick wave. Marlene gave Amber a diploma and a hug. "I can hug these two," Marlene explained to the audience. "They're my grandniece and granddaughter." Amber stood on the edge of the stage waiting for her cousin. "Treasure, Ketchum, and Timber," Professor Padilla called. Treasure crossed the stage and got a hug from Marlene. She met Amber at the opposite end, and they walked off hand in hand. The professors called the rest of the students. Umbreon, Leonard, and Apom. "Let's give a big hand for our only dropout, Natalie Ostenheimer!" "Oh, wait, she's not here. She's a dropout! Ha ha ha!" Marigold, September, and Vanillite. Ginger Snappets and Totodile. Janelle Thompson and Sableye. Landon Zucarian and Zubat, Professor Witz called the last name. Marlene took the podium again. "And that is our graduating class," she said. "Before we close here, I have an announcement to make. In October, I announced that I would be retiring at the end of the year, and that one of our professors would be succeeding me. Today, I will reveal who that professor is. Our new headmaster is Professor Sherdegal." Skull's face lit up. He jumped and shouted, "Yeah! Woo!" He ran to the podium. "People of Kanto," he said, "it is an honor and a privilege to—" "Jack," Marlene said. "Hold on," Skull said. "I'm getting a message from Headmistress K. Go for it." You didn't get the position, Marlene told him. Your wife did. What? I thought you went by Skull. Skull stepped aside, dejected. Marlene returned to the podium. Our real new headmaster, or should I say headmistress, is Professor Sadizé Chertagal. Sadizé stood up, shocked. She made her way to the podium. Guys, she said, I can't even begin to describe how honored I am to be the head of the most prestigious trainers' academy in a region I'm not even from. I was born and raised in Driftvale City in the Unova region. During my life, I was a battler, an electrician, a professor, and during none of that did I think I would be here, holding the same position as Ash Ketchum himself. I have to thank Miss Marlene Ketchum for being a great boss and a wonderful headmistress. I also have to thank my husband Jack. Meeting him was the best part of my journey. He's always been there for me and teaches me that it's okay to have a little fun once in a while. And I teach him to grow up once in a while. Skull gave Sadizé a big hug. Love you too, sweetie. Sadizé turned her head and kissed Skull on the forehead. There were a few ahs in the audience. Sadizé turned back to the audience. The point I'm trying to make is, she said, I am glad to accept the role of headmistress. It will certainly be a great experience for me and my future students. After the ceremony, Amber was talking with her family when Treasure came to meet them. Congratulations, Amber, Treasure said. We finally made it. You too, Amber replied. So what are you going to do now? Become a battler, probably, Amber said. One of my friends doesn't attend until July, so I'm going to wait for her. Cool, Treasure said. Let's go get our luggage. Okay, Amber replied. She turned to Daniel. You mind if we go alone, Dad? Daniel nodded. Amber gave him a goodbye kiss on the cheek, and the two girls left for school. This would be the last time Amber would be coming to Trainers Academy, maybe ever. Next year, it would be filled with new kids and new stories to tell. Amber's time at Trainers Academy might have been over, but to her, it was a new beginning.